for you. Which God? Well, there's God. God with many names, many characters playing God. Okay, so thank you first of all. I may have to say this later when people show up and so on. Thanks for the support this week. Very meaningful, George. Thanks for support all the weeks, George, Poe family. Honestly, I there's certain weeks and times when I wonder if I'd keep doing this. And Jamie, your support, yeah, and your help. Thank you. Um, really appreciate it. So I decided to you know kind of focus on what we have to deal with every day, social media. And all right, Alan. Um, Alan's doing a lot of great work out there. Blather funnel. Um, I forget that might be why is it not coming to me? Because he never has his regular names. So anyway, oh maybe it's George. Uh, Gina. It is George. I just beat you on that one, just barely got you. I was like, oh, it's George. George, yes. Thank you for your support, as I was saying. Uh, and you really do some deep dives into some things that I kind of want to address in a way. Hopefully, with some of what I'm going to go into today. Uh, your account, yeah, no, understood, right? Social media, and how it works for the people that are looking to get out of here. It's totally different ball game for us, isn't it? It really is. Alan, all right. So let's go into some of these things, and I guess I want to do a reading today. Uh, from the Bible of the hippies. I really am, and more importantly, more correctly, the yippies. And I saw this book when I was a child, and God told me to get it. Like, get this thing off of eBay. And look at it. You'd be surprised. So I did. And I never saw this book, but I saw it as a child in a bookstore. And, apparently it was just enough through seeing it in a bookstore to rouse in me where I've gotten. So, Pamela. Yeah, I was saying, listen, Pamela, Pam, and Poe family and George. I just want to make sure I say thanks for the support. There definitely weeks and days or whatever when I've like had it with this place and I don't want to do it no more. And your support makes gets me to go a little further. So thank you. It's just totally not easy. I have to start lawsuits and so on, like Monday, and go after like the people. We God, the mobile home we were staying in got messed up by the hurricane, right? Ian, just totally, filled with water, mold, wife gets sick. But India, she gets so sick we need another place. So we go through a property management company that, is gonna do it, but then we pick a place while I'm in India. Find a place just as long as it don't leak, no mold, nothing like that. It's on the second floor. Okay, fine, fine. It's really near the place we have to fix up because or sell because it's now moldy and it leaks. So then we're in a new place and Debbie ruins the place we're renting. So we got to come back over here and put a new roof on it and stuff. So we did that. And they ripped up the walls and stuff in every single room in the whole place over there we were staying. And it said if there's acts of nature or something like that, that this is the end of it. It's like, oh, okay. Anyway, they're not giving back the deposit or my last month's rent, and they literally came in there and just started yanking off the walls one day. And so it's emergency. I was like, okay, well, you didn't give me 24 hours notice. You just came and started wrecking the place. Like we're gonna live through a whole renovation while you fix the place. And all they did was expose rotted beams and stuff that were already rotted that they had painted over. This is an ongoing problem. So I gotta, everywhere I go, it doesn't matter wherever I go, this is the treatment I get, like, everywhere, you know? It's people just can never understand what I gotta do, but good news is, you know what? I'm sure this is happening to so many people right now, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna turn this into a course, and I'm gonna rake these monsters over the coals like usual. You know, all I do is figure go light up the barbecue every day and roast monsters on it. That's like my job. I there's just many days I don't like my job, but it's better than any other job they got here. So that's I'm gonna keep doing it. But it's just really just it never ends here, you know. Two hurricanes, two wreck planes. It's just my work's difficult, but I'm not gonna stop doing it. I don't care what the devil throws at me. I don't really it's just gonna make me better at my work. Like, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I'm gonna teach everybody how to do it, no problem. Okay. So let's go to a reading of on that note, you know, because and I'm not just like whining about my life. This is just the way they treat us, you know, as you know, lower than human form. Like, no, we're the humans here. You don't have to treat us like animals. So on that note, and getting treated like animals, let me do a reading from this book. It's called Steal This Book by Abby Hoffman. Let me start in the introduction. Okay. Now, I'm not an advocate for everything in here. He goes into weapons and bombs and stuff like that. And let me just say before I begin, obviously they're enslaving humans and they deserve to die. And there's no moral blowback of any kind for murdering bankers and politicians and anyone who works for the government, including teachers and yeah, murder 'em. No blowback morally, ethically, none of that stuff. Hey, no way. They're a mad dog in the street trying to, use you like turn your child into a slave, literally. So yeah, no, it's morally acceptable to do everything in this book. Absolutely 100%. But there's a church, you see what I'm saying? And we have a God, thankfully, that's stepping in at least in 64 years, right? And is going to end it and judge everyone. So we don't have to look, go into those chapters and go into that type of thinking and stuff like that. Okay. But the point here is, that morally, ethically, everything in here, I mean, this barely scratches the surface, Uh, but I'm just want to read about kind of the mindset of because this comes out right at the beginning of the time loop. And is one of the super widely circulated book through regular bookstores and everything like that. So, and there's a 50th anniversary copy and da da da. So it's not like this book ain't out about or anything like that. It's not. You could look at this. Okay, so let's read it. Introduction. It's perhaps fitting that I write this introduction in jail, that graduate school of survival. What a sentence. You have me in the first sentence, dear Abby. Dear Abby. Uh, seriously. that's all that's a hook that, I'll choke on that hook. Who's up there fishing? Here you learn how to use toothpaste as glue, fashion a shiv out of a spoon, and build intricate communication networks. Here, too, you learn the only rehabilitation possible: hatred of oppression. Still, this book is, in a way, a manual of survival in the prison that is America. It preaches jailbreak. It shows you where and exactly how to place the dynamite that will destroy the walls. The first section, Survive, lays out a potential action program for the new nation. The chapter headings spell out the demand, the demands for a free society. the community where technology produces goods and services uh, for whatever for whoever needs them, come who may. It calls on the Robin Hoods of Santa Barbara Forest to steal from the robber baron who owned the castles, sorry, of capitalism. So it goes on in the introduction, okay? And it really, was about survival and what to do. And, it has different sections in it. And I want to read it, here's some of the topics in it, like in the survival section is free flute, like different chapters, okay? Free food, free clothing and furniture, free transportation, free land, free housing. Well, let's do a reading for the book of free housing. This is so good. All right, the Bible of the hippies, their Bible. Let's read from their Bible today. It's in the free housing section here. Okay, uh, it gives a few different methodologies, different paragraphs. Go into it. So, uh, let me just read this short little paragraph here. It says, "For more permanent needs, squatting is not only free; it's a revolutionary act. If you stay quiet, you can stay indefinitely. If you have community support, you may last forever." So, a reading from the Hippie Bible today by Dear Abby Hoffman. So maybe some of you never heard about this line or think it is stuff like that. And don't know who Abby Hoffman is and stuff like that. Obviously, he's a main character in social media right at the beginning of the age. You know what I mean? Social media wasn't what it is today. It was like, oh, who's on TV, who's got a book, who magazine, right? Physical stuff and a TV and a radio. Yeah, albums, blah. That was the medium of the art. In other words, medium is, you know, whatever physically or holds the art. Like even if it's air, right? That's media. Even if it's electricity, even if it's a screen or whatever, that's the medium. And so that's the plural of mediums that do it is media. So the social media. So, just to break down the basics of what we're talking about here, I'm pulling out something from the media, you know, at the beginning of the time loop to explain, kind of what's going on now too. Uh, so let's go into a few things in this. Let's see. First of all, about social media. Remember when I started Liberty Aid? I mean, maybe nowhere here remembers that or whatever, but I didn't pay for no social media. I didn't do that. Went for years like that, and I met, you know, or would have all live relationships with both. I've done the characters that were put out there by social media, stuff like that. That was in the early days, like in 2012 when I started this. I was early in this whole game of social media, and so I could get seen a little bit and all that stuff. Uh, oh yeah, see, Dee Dee's here, so she knows. So I could get seen a little bit, and my summation of my marketing, as I would call it, my marketing, my methodology that I would use then, and still kind of use now a little bit, but not in the same exact way. It's called car on fire. That's what I call. You have to light a car on fire to get people's attention in America, period, because they don't let us be seen out there. You know what I'm saying? So the only way to absolutely assure to get views is car on fire. And that's how I started, Liberty Aid and the help that I would give people. And the first day I started helping people with debt and so on. and posted proof, and then started helping people. I posted proof, then I started helping people after, not before. I never helped nobody before. I done it myself first, and then I helped people second. And my tagline was, "I guarantee to beat any bank or government for any donation amount." That's the way it started, and I would take any donation amount, and I would help. And obviously, I'm successful up to now. So, but what happened with social media over that time? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's something that they created and control. You see, actually, there's a good piece in this book about that. And it's something that's about, owning a printing press anymore. The information gets distributed in front of if everyone all day, every day is in large platforms like, TV channels, Amazon, YouTube and Facebook and all that. So that's where it's distributed. If you can get seen on that, well, that's not free press. That's controlled, you know, I mean, it's not a dictatorship exactly. I mean, maybe by exact, uh, there's, I mean, I don't even know if there's an exact word for when one species, right, owns and controls everything, and then another subspecies of humans, they're just their slaves. Like, that's like a ranch, right? That's not like, uh, oh, what type of government is that? That's, like a ranch. That's not like there's no form of actual government here. That's just ranching, you know? So, if you can't be seen up there, you have no voice. If you have no control, if you have no power, if you have really no way to do anything, that's when you try all these methods like things in this book and just survival, you know? Survive, chapter 1. Keep breathing and eating and stuff, like, dear Abby, don't die. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's his first chapter. It's that bad here. You have to sell your soul to get, like, super much wealth, you know? You like, every day that ticks by, it's like, "Okay, there's your free pastime is out." Like, "Oh, we came in with this much money, yeah." No, it's just, like, it's everything goes there. Eventually, you're like, obviously, these creatures don't have a heart. They don't care about me, my family, nobody, actually. The government doesn't care about anyone but whoever owes the ego we trust, like, they just don't care, period. They have no heart, so they are incapable of caring. That's just not going to be something that they're capable of doing. So we have to care for ourselves and then for one another. Like a community, like, can last indefinitely, as dear Abby has to say. You see, uh, let's see what Dee Dee's saying here. Sorry, unsupervised learning is AI, a type of machine learning that learns from data without human supervision. Right? That's how they get their jobs. Oh yeah. So yeah, thank you, Dee. So social media went from, "I don't have to pay no money," you see what I'm saying? "I'm homeless in my car, found out the truth is what the bankers are up to," and can get seen and heard and so on, and get a podcast, and get people to listen to me before I get into all the truth. You know what I'm saying? When I'm early in the game back there, and this is how you meet the bankers. Uh, but, I hadn't got the trust yet and so on. So, but once I got the trust, it was like click lights out. If nobody's going to see you unless you pay out there. So, you know, this not this Liberty and Academy's YouTube channel started in 2012 or early 2013, somewhere right around there. The documents are from 2012, and I might have put it up a month later, something like that. Um, so um, that's 12 years, and I've never taken a break. that like, "Hey, I'm taking this week off." I have never done that. Uh, and in let's say I'm on a scale of over that 12 years, right? In the beginning, I pay 0 for content on social media to be seen, paid advertising, okay? Pay 0. Now, 10K a month for Liberty Aid Academy. Almost everyone's tuition amount pays to Google. Literally. Literally, what can I do? There's, you know, what can I do has been a very about that. And I'm sure everyone else is like, what can we do? How am I not experiencing what everyone else is experiencing that's not a fallen angel? I mean, I do. I feel your frustration because I live it and breathe it all day and they do me worse than anyone. Let's tell him first. It's like how they tell people things. It's like, let's be most evil to them, and then God will tell them how to overcome us. It's like, thanks again, you know? So, I only got car fire. Yeah, that's basically what I got. So let's go over a few things. So 12 years. Now I'm up to paying 10K. Let's say Google absolutely gets 5K a month. You know what I'm saying? How many subscribers are on that channel, Liberty Aid Academy? Every month, $5,000, right? How many subscribers on that channel that all this money every month. I also pay someone to do this marketing, very trustworthy, very good, very caring, has overcome so many hurdles. It's ridiculous. Working for I don't know why she hasn't quit. It's crazy she hasn't. Uh anyway, she's wonderful. And uh just mind-boggling. We have to put up with you. So that's, you know, 10K a month definitely in paid advertising, the expertise, payment to the platforms every month, you know, it's just horrible. I hate it. I hate giving them one single penny. I do. I hate it. I do. I fucking hate it. So, uh, that's they here we're gonna start the internet. The government started it. We'll build it out. It's yours, right? Anything the government knows, you people own. It's the people's. Uh-huh. BS. They sold it off. It cost me 10 grand a month to do this. What? So my price, who's making our prices go up of everything in this world? My roofer had to get a roof on this place, so from a hurricane. How I was like, "Hey," just talking with the roofer, "How much do you pay on Google every month?" You know what I'm saying? He's like, 10 grand. I'm like, "Shit." They're doing it to everybody, you know? Ridiculous. Thievery on every single level, you know? The thievery it's not stealing. If they stole everything, and they have stolen everything, it's not stealing to get anything back. It's not. It's recovery. It's not stealing. No, they stole everything. The world, the whole place. It's a prison. They're imprisoned in. Okay? They don't even own it. God made it, so you're stuck in there. We're stuck in here with them until we get out of here. Okay? Anyway, I just would give you a few practical details like X, Twitter. No way you could that is just don't even bother 1 second going over there. Like they just steal your money, period. You have to pay to get an advertising account, then you get an executive over there. I'm an advertising executive. I will now be handling. You get a name and email, phone number, everything. They don't never answer nothing, and it's just like they're like, "Thanks for the application fee. We did actually deposit that. Okay, nothing else. Flatline after that. Zippo, the Truth Network. Just totally screw you over there, and just like." Yeah, but nowhere near as bad as Facebook, for example. Just X is like, nice in social media compared to some of them. Just like, uh, yeah, you have to pay to get in. And it's like, thanks for the payment. And you're standing there in line and they're like, waiting them open the door. They're like, what are you doing here? It's like, I just paid to go in the door. It's like, and they just stand there and do nothing. That's X. That's X. George, they're going to go next level with property tax assessments. All the assessments are already polluted with elevated assess right? The assessments are based on comps. Yeah, it only takes a small number of incorrectly assessed properties. Yeah, but it's also the mill rate too, because it's like what number you're gonna give it the mill rate and how much are you saying is like a homestead about and what goes free and but yeah, they're looking to get more money out of that. But you know, they feel it's justified because they stole the property from us and they can afford it because they're renting it to us. So we can afford more property taxes ourselves. We just stole your house for free. We can actually afford it. Well, we're paying that to ourselves. So it's just a way to price us out. It's like they just pay one account to the other. For them, it's just a joke. Yeah, that's true. You can't wait for the Tesla uh, robotaxi. Alicia will be. No, I will be. Oh my God. The, yeah. Uh, Big Brother Taxi, would you like to throw some rock at me? Like, yeah, that'll be funny. 420 left. Sometimes I feel like selling my soul. Theoretically, how much is one worth? Where can one go to start the process? Yeah, I put up videos on that. Easy. It really soul price is based on how much commotion you cause against the devil's kingdom, allowing souls to escape the dome. Because that's a one true goal of the devil, and a reason is like the devil wins the game, right? There's devil, you could go with the devil, you could go with God. What are your choices? And so it's about numbers, and the devil wins every time. If you go by numbers, the devil wins every game. You know what I mean? It's like I want to get because how many get out of here? Just a couple. So if you go by the numbers, technically the devil it ain't even a game. You know what I'm saying? But the devil gets a big ego about the whole thing. Is like, not even one. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what do you mean, not even one? Well, I'll be the first one. So I'm definitely, there'll be one. So that was a rough one. The first one is a rough one. So let's just go on me. Obviously, I'm the worst, prisoner, causes the most actual problems instead of Abby Hoffman playing a character trying to subvert all your stuff into, you know, his chapter on credit cards. Let's say nothing like I say, to say to all these other things. So they're trying to subvert your actual activity into uh being a better slave. Oh, this is what the yippies do. This is what the hippies do. Oh, you're really off the wall if you blah blah. Yeah, they do much. You know what I'm saying? That's 1969, 1970, 71, whatever. You know what I mean? That's where to start off. Little stuff. But so, you have to come from there and actually found the methodology that souls out of here. You really have to, it's a turf war. So you're the winning souls, you're winning land where souls can be. That you got, I got a sanctuary here. Let me, that's what I'm for next. So if you could get souls or land, even just one, even your own, you know what I'm saying? That's a way to make your soul more valuable in that transaction. Yes? Okay. Uh so for me, when hey, I'm sitting in Chase Bank 3/14/2016, March 14, 2016, 4:45 p.m. at the second branch of the bank I went to, just about to close on 5 o'clock. This is Friday, right? So I'm sitting there and A couple of the people were ahead of me. It's like quarter of 5 or something. Oh, somebody goes in, there's one person basically handle end of the day manager type stuff. And I had opened my trust at one location and they're like, oh, let me get my debit card while I'm here. They're like, oh, you can get a debit card today for this account, but you have to go to this branch. I was like, okay. So I'm like, it's Friday. Almost 5. I'm like, go over there. Whoop, I'm in. Sweet. Uh, so I'm sitting there. Oh, like 5 of 5 now, and couple who was just sitting like his L shape, and you can see out the glass windows at the front of the building is a brick building. I've looked up the branch actually, and put pictures up on it of it was. Uh, anyway, was looking out. You can see out the windows, and this black supercar, like a Lambo, pulls up. I didn't know what it was. It was a Lambo. Not maybe it was. I don't. What do I know? I'm not into that kind of stuff, but black supercar, shoop, gull doors or whatever, the straight kind, shoop, not the Tesla kind where it's like that kind, but it's like, shoop. Uh, I don't know what that is. But that where they just go straight like that, zoop. And I guess this guy dressed in men in the black, white dude, short, short hair, black hair, men in black, black tie, white collar shirt, black suit, men in black in a black supercar. The devil, that's the uniform. That day anyway. Uh, Comes in, right before 5 o'clock, just like whoop, and is on a flip phone. Okay, it's 2016. There aren't many flip phones around even then. Uh, they were kind of like they kind of going out of style even by then, pretty much. Uh, so anyway, but he's on a flip phone talking, and sits down not in the seat directly next to me. These are like them restaurant chairs. You know what I'm saying? Nothing, no arms or it wasn't like that, it was just like, these basic chairs were just there, and so he just sit directly next to me, there was like an L shape of them, and so Park could look out, and so I was sitting sort of looking out the window, and he sat there's like one in us, and then he sat like I was looking at him, where I was looking out the window, he's out right there, and he just sits down there, and he just sits there, right? We got a giant lobby here, he sits right there. He's on the phone, flip phone. "Oh, yeah, okay, I'll work on that trust, that charitable trust. Okay, thanks so much. Okay, bye." Click. And I look at him and I'm like, "That's interesting. I'm here to open up a trust." And he said, "Oh, yeah, hey, I know." I was like, "What? I've never," and I literally I said to him like, "I've never seen you before. How would you know that?" He said, "Yeah, but I'm here to make you an offer." He just skipped right after that, right? I'm here to make you an offer. I was like, which chilled me ice cold to the bone. I cannot lie. you know, just like, and in that moment, I only after thinking about it later, I realized, the surroundings and all the stuff going on, like, stopped going on. Like, it's sort of oh, it's happened to me now multiple times because 'cause I'm talking with the devil, like, 20 times face to face, but each time it's just sort of such an unusual experience, and it's also so similar to everyday life. It's 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 hard to explain. But it's sort of like everything that you're having here is in the same time, like time didn't change, but then sort of outside this sort of like little area over there, time pauses, or so slowed down that you can't tell the difference between a pause and stop, which is really what it is. Not that it paused 100%, instead it went to a, kind of when you're in the ether has a different time, rate of time. So when, the devil come in here, you're at that rate of time to talk with the devil, and that it just has the ability to do that, which you don't notice right off. But after a while, you start to notice what's going on when you do it. So that experience is going on, and he says, "Oh yeah, uh, Yeah, I know. I'm here to make an offer. I'm like, "Well," and I said, "Okay, listen, I'm not sure if I'm gonna say yes to an offer. I'm just gonna say that right up front. You're probably not gonna get a yes, but I said I will listen to your offer. That's what I said to him. I'll listen. But right up front, I almost just said, you know, yeah. So and then he said, "Hey, uh, I'd like you to work for my real estate development company out of Las Vegas." I was like, "Oh yeah?" And he said, "Listen, every deal we do forever, you're gonna get a big piece of it." That's what he said to me. Uh, I was like, "Every real estate deal?" He's like, "Yeah, everyone." Like, all the real estate deals, all the like, all of them, everywhere. I'm like, "Okay, so that's a piece of all the kingdoms of the earth, not all the kingdoms, but you're coming in for a piece of all the kingdom, okay." And I said, "Well, I'm not sure. I don't know you." I said, "I don't know you." Like, I knew you, know of you. I don't I said, "I don't know you, so I don't know if I'm gonna get future payments, how much would I be getting today, you know, as an offer?" And he said, "Uh, we'll give you a piece of the last deal. How about that?" And he said, "That's $485 million cash today." And I said, "First of all, I wanna let you know my first reaction was, I was insulted, that he said the word million instead of billion. Like, I thought it was a low ball offer, honestly, I thought it was a joke. It just, first thing that come to mind, not like I'm taking your money, like, you know, uh, just being real, you know, because I knew at that moment I'm the first one to win this game. So, uh, I said, "What do I have to do to do that?" He said, "Only one thing." I said, "What's that?" "Don't open this trust today." I said, "That's the only thing I gotta do." He said, "Yep, $485 million cash." I said, "The answer is no, thank you very much." Stood up and walked out, and that was it. Literally, the second I said no, stood up, walked out of that door, and walked out, and that was it. I went in and got my debit card 1 second later, and that was that. Here I am. That was my offer. So, what I learned from that and many other, chats with the devil is, your value is determined and really lowballed, based on, what problems you're causing the devil, you see? And so that's one thing. That's advice on get your market value up. Okay, that's one. Two, where to do it, how to do it, right? Uh, you know, two things. I mean, there's a level of convenience, you know. I'm just saying it's nice, if you do what you sell your soul to the devil, convenience like a 7-Eleven is everywhere in America. All you, all you got to do go down to is Freemason Hall or any other outlet like that, like a courthouse or you know Scientology place or a Catholic church or something like that. But I would just go to a Freemason Hall and just go down there because I know this. He's the first person I decided to trust beside myself. Told me he just walked by a Freemason uh, building. We were downtown sitting in Tucson. That's where I did my trust the first time I met this Guadalupe who signed a trust. He's a Huichol shaman. I met the Huichol shaman, you know, and he signed. And he said he walked by a Freemason Hall. And some dude just walked out and knew his name and said, "Hey, we want to make you a member." So I'm saying the how to is just go right down to Freemason Hall. They'll know you're coming before you get there. They'll have your offer to a dollar amount. and you just go down there, prepare to knock on the doors, give a little blood, sign over your soul, and you're good to go. And the offer amount depends on what you've done up to then to, bring people to God instead of to the devil. Just, you know, that. So good question, good question. And if now I'll tell a joke about it. Okay. I was at the drum circle one night, right? And this was like just before COVID and stuff, and everybody's bitching about money, like way everybody's bitching about money again, which of course they are, right? I'm here, I'm doing my best to help. Uh, but this is, a bunch of them just playing the part. And so and they're complaining about money. And a very likable guy, his nickname's Freedom. And he's like, man, I need some money. I was like, hey, oh, here's what you do. I was like, first of all, get one of my trusts, understand it, don't sign it. Okay, don't sign it, nothing like that. Okay, set it aside, right? Go down to Freemason Hall, get your money for selling your soul quickly, right? Right. And do it, early in the day, right? On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then uh you go down to a notary, sign the trust real quick that I have with Jesus Christ, take the money that you got from the devil, put it in the trust, and boom, you got some money and you save your soul. That's what I told him. Freedom. He's like, because he's just trying to run down the usual BS raps and everybody listen. I'm like, no, here's the way to do it. Anyway, okay, so that's it. That hopefully that there you go. That's the answer to that question. Thanks for that good process question. I'm good at answering them. I hope you gave you enough examples and principles that go with the examples so you're filled in. Uh Small number of incorrectly assessed property. Oh yeah, sorry. 420 love. Tired of being broke, homeless, and alone in this hell world. When that happens, you realize that God is your only friend. The devil isn't. The devil is your friend in a way because it could bring you horror into your life that's ultimately going to have you cry out to God. So, in a way, your devil is your friend because it's a friend you want to lose and have to in order to come to, the one creating the light that makes a shadow. Because no light, no shadow. See? So, the devil proves that the other side is real. That's my point here. Of saying this. You don't gotta sell your soul. Gotta watch over you. Will you get everything that they have? No. Should you even want the things that they have? No, because you gotta sell your soul to the devil to get them. The house, the be seen on YouTube and Facebook. I'm famous. It's like, yeah, but everybody knows you sold your soul to do it. That's social media. Oh, I got this many views. Well, then that means, obviously, to every single individual that can hold up a social media anything, you sold your soul. That's always what it means. There are no exceptions to that rule. There's not going to ever be an exception to that rule. In the future, they own every single medium. You see, they have everything. They're only pushing what they want to push. And that's just the way it is. And it's getting worse every year is my point. And it cost me 10K now. What's it going to cost? I'm going to keep how much am I going to charge to get the truth out there? It's ridiculous. It's absurd. You know, ridiculous. That's my take on the basis. So Facebook went into X. Let me read the rest. Sorry, I'll check in with this. I'll go back into the social media stuff. You've you've been redeemed, jetpack. That's funny. Redeemed. Is that are you a futurist? Are you talking about I don't know, caramel, whatever it is, caramel Harry, so whatever his or her, you can't tell with that. Oh, they, whatever their name is, whatever its name is, it, it identifies as a we, whatever we its name is. That was a funny joke, actually. Oh, jetpack. Didi, uh, he lives on Cat Mountain, and I wanna see the devil do God's work. You know him, that's funny. Oh, there are 6 surrounding suburbs that are formally withdrawing from Austin as going to get hostile soon. Yeah, that's my point with the Abbott Hoffman talk and the work I do. Oh, yeah, you're right about that. I'm in Cleveland. Oh my goodness. Okay, for 2011, where's the devil right now? And where can I meet him? Is he in Florida or elsewhere? Well, that's a good question. Okay, let's go into that. Man, what a great question. Okay, thank you for that question. Uh, okay, so we got a game we're playing. Up, down, on, off, right? Black and white, the Illuminati, right? The checkerboard, the chessboard, right? We got one side or the other. Here we go. That's the game, right? Duality. But if you listen to them, we're headed towards a singularity. Yes, we're headed to God. Uh, so this, how could God be more than God or less than God? There's no, this is God, but this is it. You know what I'm saying? That's actually not possible. So, in the ocean, if there's a bubble inside the ocean, that bubble is part of the ocean. Yes, there's a bubble. That's part of the ocean. Like oh look, that bubble is formed, and that's not part of the ocean. It's in the ocean. It's in the ocean. Yeah, that's part of the ocean. You see. So who could play a character? You know that it's like God versus the devil. Who could play the character of the devil? Who could do that? You know what I'm saying? Only God could. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Uh God created a character to play both sides of, you know, Jesus versus the devil. Like, and God backs both sides of the game, just like God backs my character and yours with consciousness and abilities and power and so on. So the devil, like God, is, the God of, the devil is the God of this world. It's everywhere here. There's nothing that's outside. You have to think of it as a hive. Like they're like a subhuman race. When you become human, you have a heart, you care about yourself and others. Until then, you just fear everything. You're just greedy little horrible creature. That's how human. It is semi-human form. Some, most, all. I don't know. Can shape shift. Who knows? But they're subhuman form. You know, and they're hive-minded, and so they receive their instructions without, like an ant or a bee or a wasp receive their instructions. Nobody says, "Hey, go do this." They receive their instructions like an insect. They're really more akin to an insect than a human, you see. So, uh, the head, queen, the queen bee, sends out all the information all day and night to all the drones. And so that's the way the devil is everywhere. Oh, right. Uh, Philadelphia Freedom, right? By L. John. Shine the light, shine the light, won't you shine the light? Philadelphia Freedom, right? I love you. Shine the light. It shines the light in the light of in the eyes of behind, right? Every song that's sung in the media, the devil wrote. That's the devil singing a song through Elton John, and the devil's like, "Sing my song, it'll make you famous." What an ego! No, don't sing your own song. If you sing your own song, won't even make the charts. Okay, but sing my song about me, and it'll make the charts. So every song that makes a chart is really a hymn to the devil. And every social media thing is that you see, like a short, or whatever, all the thirst traps out there, right? Oh, pretty girl, pretty guy. You can't even look at anything, without, it's just so horrible. It's you know all these images. You cannot just get anything useful out of anything anymore. Any screen is so hard, you know? Uh, so, uh, so you see those saying, so the devil has eyes everywhere, but it also has it's putting out all the thoughts here too. You know what I'm saying? You can't know his thinking for themselves. Very few thoughts come from God. And if they do, you warrant them. Otherwise, they're all coming from the devil. You're the one to decide what you're gonna do when you finally are like, I'm not gonna do that evil thoughts anymore. You just keep praying for God's thoughts, eventually get them. Eventually you have Christ consciousness meeting devil's consciousness just doesn't go through anymore. It doesn't have a prayer. It won't get through. You've denied it, and you only hear from God. And you're worthy of that by your actions. So the devil could be anywhere in any form. I did speak to the devil in that form, but I've spoken to the devil in many other physical forms too. And, like, oh, I had that first conversation with the devil. The next time in the next form, and it's in the next, like a Z's body, or whatever the next form, but I've had it in other bodies too. Uh, each time, I'm talking to a human and then their voice changes and I'm talking to the devil inside of them. And the conversation instantly returns to the last thing that I was talking about with the devil. Our, our conversation continues. You see, it's like there's no pause. It doesn't matter what body I'm talking in. If the devil jumps in, it's in. I'm talking to the devil. You see? So the devil is everywhere behind everyone's eyes. You're really usually speaking to the devil all the time. You see, always. Uh, but the devil's usually not speaking back to you. You see? But no, it's always it knows every soul up here. It's always listening to you. Anyone who might make a break for it, make a jailbreak for the devil, knows been watching through everyone's eyes all around you. That's all it does is watch you. So you gotta be nowhere. And so I say to go to Freemason Hall, but you could just say the devil's name and pray to the devil and get down on your knees. You'd be talking to the devil short time. Okay. Hey, you can't learn from me, right? Let me send you to a second best teacher before you get back here, right? Devil. Yeah, the devil's got nothing. It's got some money for if, and guess what? It's got access to the bank account too, not you. And the money just disappears when you wake up. That don't happen with distrust. Uh, and you have a distrust of God to think that God isn't going to get you enough food, get you uh, that distrust has to be your only friend, not the devil. And so the devil will teach you that by being to your life and ruining it and all those things. So, um, and let me just jump forward now to the last conversation I had with the devil, and that was at the drum circle, and that was 1 year ago, roughly. Rough, I don't know, maybe less. And it just showed up, all black long hair in this one, and black boots, 93 degrees and sunny. Anyway, black long sleeves. Not hard to spot. Uh, Saw me at the line when I was gonna go in the circle, and that's where I make my prayer to God, right there. Before I ever go to the drum circle, I absolutely pray to God at that second. I never I do make that prayer every time because that's the only reason I'm there. I make my prayer and touch my shoulder. Hey, oh, fuck. The devil's here. How you doing? Oh, good. This is what I say. I say, hey, listen. You ain't gotta send nobody else for me. I'm good. I understand it. Listen. I say, you're forgiven. And the devil smiles. I said, no, you're forgiven. I wouldn't have got it here. without your help, without you pushing me. I said, I wouldn't have gotten here. I wouldn't have. So you're forgiven. Thank you. And I said, but they are not coming. The rest of this world, they listen to me. They're not listening. You see, I have the truth and I tell them and they don't listen. So go do your worst. And I extend my hand. I say, you're forgiven. And I shook with the devil. I say, you're forgiven. I shook on it. I said, and please go do your worst to them. Because I wouldn't have come to God without being pushed like 420 Love is talking about. I wouldn't until you get down to nothing. That's the nothing where you realize no one has anything for you except for God. You just want out of this prison. And there's only one that can get you out of here, you see? And that's it. The ego has to die. So if you need further instruction on the ego death, the devil is waiting at any second to give you that 420 love, but otherwise you could stick with God. It's up to you. The short road or the long road. What? There's less than 10 years to go. What? Less than 9 years to go. You can't hang on. I mean, what? I've been doing longer than that out here with a target on my back straight up. That's why I won the game. And you see what I'm saying? Just go straight at them. I give you the methods. I tell everybody. I even brought it up today. So come on. In other words, don't make your soul count for nothing. Make it count for something. Show some love to your brothers and sisters. They can flame out. Don't fade away. You know, because that rust never sleeps, right? That you're going. You just rust never dies. You're going to go straight to hell. It's always going to get worse forever. No, not me. Anyway, that's my feedback. Great questions. Thank you. Uh, is it possible to sell your soul, get the money, then revoke it, and get your soul back, but keep the money? Yeah, that's what I brought up. Let's see if you don't die. So what you're saying is the devil don't know and God don't know? Like you could beat him? I was saying that's a joke, but it's a real, you know, you want to go all the way with this thing. There's one way. I brought it up as a joke a few times, but let's do it. You know what I mean? Let's figure go. It's like John Wick. The clock is ticking. You have this amount of time. Okay, go. Let's see if everyone alive doesn't kill you. Because all of them are with the devil. Everything in human and non-human form is with the devil. It can jump into anything. It bite, eat, shoot, claw, drive over, whatever. You in the meantime. So if that sounds interesting, which it does actually, uh guess a video. That's what I do. Learn the principles. Hey, God, can you teach me as we go? That's what I do. That kind of thinking. All right, what I got to go back to court and stuff where the judges like, please don't come back here. Okay, well, I got your community trying to steal from me, so I had to come back. So talk to them. That's what I said to the homeowners association that owns the apartment that I rented is trying to screw me out of deposit. I said, just Google my name. That's all I recommend. Just one thing. I didn't do my order now. Just Google me and see if you want to do this. I didn't hear from him, so I'm like, oh, okay. DD, your soul is already a god at 420. That's what we're talking about. If we're talking about it, that's yeah, yeah. Maybe before the end of the show, right? You know. Yeah, I don't think so, Dee. I'm trying to get some real life practical advice from Jack. Eh, and it could be misread what you wrote, and Dee Dee's got a careful line of defense, and if anything steps over the line, it's like murder them. And when you're dealing with the devil, it's good to have that level of care. meaning better to mess up on commandment number 2, maybe I treat somebody like shit who's my brothers and sister, than to mess up on commandment number 1, which is loving God. And that's her point there. You see what I'm saying? You have to read that for what it is. In other words, you asking questions to learn, and I'm here to teach, and I did answer them properly and so on. I didn't take it the wrong way. You can understand how someone else could. You follow me? And so that's her level of care at when that when anybody crosses a boundary of like, oh, somebody crossed it. I don't love God line. Yes, there's no waiting for number 2. There's just blow them on commandment 1. You follow? So there's no risks taken there. Is also something it's not against you or nothing. But I hope you both understand where that's coming from. So a detente, okay. Uh, you don't need advice. You have your okay. Oh, it goes on. Okay, okay. But God equals devil and the devil God. Well, uh, really, Mayor Bubba's really has a lot to say on that information, and I might end up doing this. I think I've been sort of hitting rescheduling the show for Lucifer and say so. Okay, I'll probably go through with it next time. But I've just been super busy with all this crap they're laying down on me. I can't do my, research properly, and just I'd like to give you more, scripture and so on. It's just they take up so much of my time with this. Anyway, need to be quiet. You guys. No, but this how brothers and sisters get on each other because you care. In other words, Dee cares enough about you. That's all. As your sister. You see, she's like, be careful. What? That's what she's showing. That's the kind of sister you want to have. Okay, don't take it the wrong way. She could be annoying. She's like, don't touch that. It's like, oh yeah. Wow. She's very careful. It's good to have a lifeguard like that because that is being a proper lifeguard. No. Someone who cares. But this is asking a question and so on and getting information from me that no one else has. So, you know, we could do that in here because I hold a safe place to do that. Okay. So, but when it's not, look for it to get called out. Okay. Fred, I've been using the Trust Jack created for multiple business and multiple payment platforms. Been a godsend, literally. Good, Fred. So happy for you. I'm so glad it's working out. That's why I'm doing this. Work for God. Everything goes back to God, and your future's good too. And your everyday is just trying to do your work and helping people not being evil. You know, and that seems to be like the rarest thing anyone could do ever, which is ridiculous. But no, Fred, I'm happy for you. It's just. Um, with these hacks, our day to day just becomes less hard enough, so we can get through 420. Like you really got to do this work and help others. There's no just sitting around no more and stuff like that. It's just, we really have to serve people. We really have to do this work. We have to work hard. Working hard is how you get out of here, but not working in the wrong direction, working in the right direction. So it's not easy. So your point is well taken. That's why I've gone into it so much and know so much about it and bringing it up today at all of its levels. And I appreciate these questions. These are really, these things are the embolisms in our heart. You know what I'm saying? The things that we just can't stomach or handle, what you're bringing up. So th- they're, they make sense to talk about it, so on. So, you don't have any affiliation. No, but just you 2 listen. Alright, brother and sister, you're not affiliated on the other team, okay? Good. But that line, the fence is what you're talking about, and that information, and we talked about it. So just, uh, give some Dee, just let him ask any more questions that we have because I wanna, uh I'm gonna go to 1 or 2 more things that I'm gonna finish, but if you have anything left over from that, let's air it out. Her point is well taken. Everyone else, listen, she's got a careful, electric fence, like, if you touch that, it gets zapper, just start shooting. We don't care what's up on that fence. We just get it and kill them. You know? Don't cross the line, we're gonna yell at you. So, that's a very careful way to handle that line, and nothing wrong with it. Just don't take it the wrong way on either side. That's all. We're just talking today. All right. Life, my crypto. Oh, you're funny, TD. Jeff, I hear that. Okay, Jack's trust amazing. Good, Fred. 420 love. I have a trust account for crypto. Good. Am I attached from property list? Added crypto stuff. Good. Fred. Talk to Dee Dee about that. I own 0 cryptos, right? Apparently, she's a community thanks for acknowledging that, check. Females can be unhinged sometimes, which again, I am not seeing good. And I turned down all his evil dealers. Good. Not a bigot, not associated with good. I don't know who you are, no 420 love, but that's good to hear all that. I'm glad to hear all that. Jamie loved you, right? She just got a careful line, and that's okay. Uh, she's been doing this a long time, is what you're reading. If you don't handle your line very similarly to the way she does, you're going to lose this game. That's just the way it is. So, uh, don't take offense on either side, is what I recommend. I do. And look at the reasons for why it's happening. And so there we go. Okay. You post to your let's see, this where are we? Uh, well, honestly, anyone can become unhinged. Listen, after this stuff, I become unhinged. What? I'd rather be dead than live under this tyranny of being a slave. Unhingement is a necessary first step up a here. So again, becoming unhinged ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like if you ain't unhinged, what are you doing in here? You're just, you know, you're just operating the door for in and out. Everybody comes and goes, no problem. So we unhinged, you're like, bar the door. Nobody gets in here no more. You follow? So it takes time. Okay. So it takes this discussion about things we don't want to discuss, but it also takes, having a fine line on when that discussion turns into, you know, hey, don't talk about going to the devil. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that care is coming in. That's all. Okay. Jamie will reach unhinged status. That's what that's really when you sign up with God, right? Like God's invisible. Like you're the part of this whole system here. You're hinged to it or you're unhinged. It's so true. And what a compliment to your sister. So you're gonna make it soon. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Let me make sure. Okay, everybody, doing great. Make sure I haven't skipped anything. Oh, Facebook. Listen, I'm gonna go back to the social media. We'll wrap this thing up. Okay, Facebook is financially dangerous to be associated with. Like they just steal huge sums of money. Just absolutely stole like 10 grand off a credit card last month. Not kidding. And they've done worse. Memorialize me, murder me. Yeah. Don't like I've done it different ways and make it so hard. I've wasted so many hours of stuff. What happens is people coming over from Facebook to get whatever you're advertising are horrible. You know what I mean? Like they're You don't want them. They're gonna make problems. So, it's not a good place to advertise for that reason. Don't do it. Okay. You get a low quality. Your cost per click is low, but your quality is low. What you get? Okay. TikTok is just kind of empty nothing. We have like the absolute minimum spend and doesn't seem to do anything, or it's like it's nothing basically. Uh, so Bing does a little bit, Microsoft small because nobody's over there. But if you do something once in a while, a small amount, you can do a little bit. But Google's really it. And Google's really it for our platform too, because the way I run the business, have the information on a lot of on Google and stuff. So it becomes a more educated student when they show up and, you know, problem free really. It's just, oh, I want to know more and teach me and they do all that. So uh what else? No, I think I covered everything on the social media area today. So let's see what else we got to say here, and be coming back next week. Thanks for all the input today. It was good. Become unhinged. Dude. That's just so funny. Yee. Um, also, Brighton. That's funny. The robots will be downloaded with Jack's intelligence, and I will reverse him. Jetpack. Hey, Jack, being that Jesus went to court, should we also take our status and record it or record? I did mine through a name change of court record. No, you do it with your affiliation, when you sign a trust. No, 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 no. That's no. Trust is a. Do you need to go to court to change your YouTube name? No. But no, you don't need to do that. As an adult, you give me this name by side. So, the trust handles that. Use the name change as a vehicle to add paperwork. Oh, okay. It's fine. GD. I remember I gave him like jetpack. You name yourself after an engine that runs on air, and I gave him I gave jetpack the ringer coming through the ringer. Came out the other side. We're fine. GD, thanks for checking. Uh, clean, plastic, dried, checked for errors. Just jetted on into here. Can you decode this, please? It's been bugging me. Oh, what? G59. Okay. Well, I mean, G is always means 33. That's a hive. And so what? Oh, G59. Is that a question mark? Oh, G59. So, okay, let's say it's 59. So G is the 33rd letter in the alphabet because it's capitalized. Okay. So plus 5, so that's 38, 9, 47. So 4 plus 7 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. So you go, that's how you add them up, and then you reduce them until it's one digit. Okay, you keep adding them. That's the way Pythagorean numerology works. All right. And you use a Pythagorean numerology chart, but when you're using capitals, they jump forward into 33. Okay. So that what did that reduce to? Two, I think it was. So it would be 222 because there are three digits. You see what I'm saying? So two times two times two is six. So two times three is six. So that's the way I would read it, in super basic format, which is, but everything is always saying the same thing. right? Hey, we're in a time loop. That's all it's saying. Everything is saying the same thing. And the devil is the god of this world. The fishing hook, right? The fisher of men, the fish hook, 6 or 9. So it turned out to be a 6. You know what I mean? The 3 is a pitchfork. This numerology system is all about the devil and the end of time and the time loop we're in and the war we're in. All their numerology always says the same thing. It's not like it says something different. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not decoding it like, oh, there's a secret thing is saying. It's always saying the same thing. It's just how are they saying it? You follow? So it's decoding of that, but also all decoding. Okay. What's the realize? What you're all talking about? Oh, we're in a time loop. Oh, if we're in a time loop, yeah, I guess I'd be talking about it all the time too, which I am. That's all they're saying. You see? Is that Mere Baba Bees by Porty the Osai? Yes, that's right. Right? It's in your hands, right? How many times is it in your hand? Okay. So this is, right? Oh, everything's okay. First of all, that's what we're told this has to be. Everything's okay. And this is what reminds you that everything's okay. Right? Oh, sorry, I'm on this. What's this number right here? Have I got this right or is this one? Uh anyway, it's a 9, a 6 or 9, right? Shoop, and down on one side. So around and down the finger. So that's 9. Over here, 11. Whoops, 11, right? Because we already used up 9, 11. These two figures, 1, 2, 20, 0, 2, 0, 20, and then two threes, right? Two threes, 20, 33. 9, 11, 2033 is in your hand. Okay, so that's the date of the end of time. Okay. And so when you're holding it like this, it's like, oh, okay. But then also what if you have two of them, yes. So what's three up, right? Three figures up, four figures down, or do it like this too. But but also see three are up, yes. Three are up and three you can't see. 6, 4, 64. Yeah, 64. Hey, so that's in your hand two times. What's the other one? Yeah, I this numerology stuff. Basically, again, everything is only saying one thing: the time loop. Everything I decode says one thing, only one thing. You see? Exactly. Okay. Jetpack. When it came down to it, the only thing I have in my possession is a passport. Uh, and silver. Okay. You're almost there then. Everything you have is God, so it's not your possession. You're still possessed by those things. Be possessed by God. At the end, my possession was God was inside, and I'm only possessed by God is all I possessed. Try that instead. Okay. Because those things are gods or from this world, you don't want them things. You see, so you're getting close, but whoops, you went to the finish line. You're, oh, you tripped on the silver 9.99. Ended up in the pavement. That's gonna leave a mark. Oh, right over by this fucking silver bullion. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, I don't think he lived. No, I couldn't live through that. Ugh. New loop for him. Ooh. Anyway, yeah, jetpack, it's cool. Uh, okay, everyone. Hey, you're doing good. You come to the truth. You're trying to stomach it. It's basically you can't. You know what I'm saying? You need God to get us out of here. So I say, God help us all. Without God's help, oh man, we gotta, we, you know, uh, what is it in Revelations? Right? Hey, John, the angel came and said, "Hey, John, I'll tell you all the truth." And it'll taste sweet when you chew it. Oh man, you never had such a good meal ever. But when it gets in your stomach, it's gonna be bitter. Here we are, right? Unhinged. So, you're doing great. I'm gonna be back next week, okay? Let's get a little more into this, let's see how my time goes, but, maybe we won't, have to re-register talking about knowledge, SAT. Uh, Sat, S-A-T is knowledge in, Sanskrit, so the one with knowledge, Sata, right? Satan, uh, was Lucifer, learned what's going on, running the world, and is now Satan. Got a title like Christ, but not Christ. So, okay. All right. Uh, everyone, seriously, God, I can't tell you how difficult it is to get the truth out there. Like every day, it's harder. So the support is just so helpful. I can't even tell you. When I tell you these things, if I tell them to you, it's just like it feels like, you know, I'm talking about that instead of what we need to talk about. So I'm not going to give it any more airtime. So I'll be back next week, and we'll talk about more unhinging. Let's open the door. How do you get the hinges off this door? We need to get some folks through here. Get out. All right, let's get these hinges off. Get unhinged. All right. Uh, yeah. J Baba, praise Jesus Christ, J Buddha. Uh, God in every form. God is here to help us. And without God's help, we are absolutely not getting out of here. So we need God's help. So God protect us, watch over us and our families and loved ones. I'll see you next Sunday, and hopefully this fight goes away. That'd be nice. I can focus on this. If not, back in the gladiator, back in the ring. I gotta say. All right. So God bless you all. All right. Uh, I'll see you next week. Thank you for the support. And God help you. Listen. He's just talking about it. 42011 is just having a conversation that should be allowed to have it everywhere. Talk about how do I get out of this thing with the devil and how do I get by. That's all I talk about every day. That's why I run this business. So it's okay to talk about it. It's just not okay to do. You see? And that's the difference. What you put into action. So we will all pray for our brother right now. 42011. Listen, hey, that's your son, right? Your son, you who you created, crying out to you saying he needs help right now. So his brothers and sister, me first, is going to pray for him that God helps him the way he needs the help. Your prayers matter for each other. And he's saying today he needs our prayers. Well, he's got mine. Okay. Let's remove that as an option. And God send him what he needs. Okay. I'm for real. We signed up with you, God. He ain't kidding. He's here. Say he needs help, and so help him. God help him. God help him. All right, everyone. We just prayed together collectively for you, 420 love. Thanks for bringing that all up. And I hope things change for you. Okay, really. Hopefully next week you come and say, oh, hey, prayers worked and so on. That's what I want to have happen, God. By next week. Come on, God. Okay, we're praying for him. All right, thank you, and Alan. Once we get to the end of what we're doing, we if you want to talk about that stuff, if we have a lot to talk about there, I look forward to it happening. Okay, God bless you all. See you next week.